What is going on, my YouTube family? Welcome back to the Gaming Brigade. And since the start of the holiday event this year, my friends, some of you have reached out to the channel asking me to highlight some of my favorite builds based around the chill out mask. So that is exactly what I am going to start doing today. If you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. If you enjoyed this, you could hit that like button as well. And we are having a giveaway for a PlayStation 5. To enter, all you need to do is subscribe here or follow on Twitter, and the winner will be announced December 31st of this year. We are going to jump right into the build breakdown, my friends. After that, I will show you some gameplay footage with commentary. So we're going to start this thing off with a specialization. As you can see, we're using Gunner. And the main reason for that is because when this specialization is equipped, you do have access to the Banshee Pulse. This also gives you some armor on kill, a reload speed increase, a rate of fire increase as well. And remember, regardless of which specialization you choose, you always want to make sure you have the proper weapons activated in your weapon skill tree. That way you're getting a 15% weapon damage bonus regardless of which one you're using. My primary weapon for this build is the Scorpio shotgun because it is just one of those weapons in the game that you can plug into so many different builds out there. Now, it is at expertise level 12, and the good news is, once Title Update 20 drops, which should be towards the beginning of February, leveling up your expertise on your weapons and gear will be much less expensive because I know for many of you out there like myself, you really have to pick and choose what weapons and gear you spec into because of the cost, but since there is going to be such a drastic change, that will hopefully get more people into the game and farming once again. Now, my secondary is the Dark Winter, which happens to also be one of my favorite weapons in the game. Now, this is a PvP exclusive. You can also get it for named caches, and as you can see, it has the talent Perfect Killer, where killing an enemy with a critical hit grants 50% crit hit damage for 10 seconds, and that is a lifetime in this game. And if you do not have this weapon, I recommend using the SMG of your choice with a regular talent killer that will still get the job done. Now, moving on to the gear itself, you can see we're using 3 Hunter's Fury, 1 Badger Tough, 1 Hela Guard, and the NINJABIKE messenger bag, which we're looking at right now. Now, most of you know how this works, but for those of you that may not, you can see it has the talent Resourceful. It slots in with any equipped gear set and or brand set item to fulfill a requirement towards unlocking a gear set bonus, can unlock bonuses from multiple sets simultaneously, and this is one of those items that in my opinion happens to be a must-have for every agent. It is in the general loot pool. I recommend farming Countdown. Wish you nothing but the best of luck. Now moving on to the mask, and as you can see, it is the named Hela Guard mask, the Chill Out. This is exclusively in the game right now. You can only get it from farming the Loot Goblin. I will leave a link on how to do that in the video description down below. Now, what makes this great is that this mask allows you to equip 2 mods to it, which can have a huge impact on your numbers. Not only that, because we are wearing the NINJABIKE, we get the 2 brand set bonuses of 5% total armor and 10% total health. Next, we have the Zero F's body armor. It is the 1 piece of Badger Tough, but because we have the messenger bag equipped, we do get 2 brand set bonuses. You can see this has the talent Perfectly Unbreakable. When your armor is depleted, you're going to repair 100% of your armor. The cooldown is 55 seconds. So you can see my base armor is 1.4 million. So in essence, it means I'm running around with 2.8 million, and as long as you are paying attention to your cooldown, you're pretty much damn unstoppable with this build. We're going to make our way to the holster, the knee pads, and the gloves. And they are the 3 pieces of the Hunter's Fury gear set, but because we are wearing the NINJABIKE, we do get that 4-piece bonus. You can see 2 pieces 15% SMG and shotgun damage, 3 pieces 20% armor on kill and 100% health on kill, and 4 pieces Apex Predator. Enemies within 15 meters receive a debuff, amplifying your weapon damage against them by 20%. Killing a debuffed enemy with your weapon disorients other enemies within 5 meters and amplifies weapon damage by 5% for 10 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. And for those of you out there who are just getting used to run and gun builds, I cannot stress enough how helpful that talent actually is, which is why I recommend using this gear set. And on every single piece of gear in this build, I'm doing my best to stack crit hit chance and crit hit damage everywhere I can. As far as my skills are concerned, I'm using the assault drone because it is a great distraction to NPC and puts out damage as well. And I know on screen right now it says I'm using the shield. However, when you look in the gameplay, you can see I am using the Banshee Pulse, which is what I recommend using because remember, with Perfectly Unbreakable, we're sitting at about 2.8 million armor. You do not need a shield for this build. Now we make our way to the stats. You can see I'm sitting at 50% crit hit chance. Remember, the max is 60 and 103 crit hit damage. And remember, those numbers are going to be dependent on not only the gear you have equipped, but having a Shade Watch of level 1000. And you can also see defensively, I'm getting over 400,000 armor on kill, which obviously does help out with your overall survival survivability. Now, one thing I want to point out, and this is something I mentioned at the beginning of the video, is that anytime you're putting a build together, remember something like this is just a template. So to give you a quick example of what I'm referring to, you may look at this build and say to yourself, you know what, I do not need 1.4 million base armor because I have perfectly unbreakable. I'm going to switch a few of my core attributes to weapon damage. So once again, my fellow agents, truly take your time and make a build your own. Most of you know by now that one of my favorite aspects about putting these build videos together is the family that we have here at the channel. So as always, if you happen to have any tips or tricks you want to pass along to new and returning players, please let me know, as the main goal is to help out as many people as we can. On that note, I'm going to leave you with some gameplay footage with commentary. I sincerely appreciate the privilege of your time. Thank you all for your incredible support, and as I mention at the end of every one of these, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. If you enjoyed this, you could hit that like button as well, but most importantly, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone. So I think one thing I failed to mention in the video was that anytime I'm trying a new build, even if it's just slightly a different variation, is I'll go to a control point mission, you know, just something in the game that I'm familiar with. And the reason for that is if a build isn't going to work for me in an area that I'm comfortable with, chances are it's not going to work just, you know, in any place in the open world. So I like to test it out where I know the timing. That way I can see, you know, the damage it puts out, damage it takes, all that good stuff. All right, so we are at, as you can see, Navy Plaza. This is one of my favorite control points. Now, if you notice, I have not called for backup as yet. The reason for that is because, once again, I know the timing here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get to the edge of Navy Plaza. I don't know how far does this thing go out?
Hostile control point.
Tank to here, nope, can I, yeah. And so the reason I'm doing this, again, I know the timing of the NPC, and you're going to see they're going to spawn out of one of these sewer covers. There we go. Alright, fish in a barrel, my fellow agents. Fish in a barrel. Let's take these nerds out. Now, once this wave is cleared, they should spawn, another wave, excuse me, should spawn right behind me from the other sewer cover, as long as I don't let anyone get out of my eyesight. Oh, they're slipping. We got them. There we go. Hit that tank. Whoops. Break yourself free. So do me a favor, let me know in the comments section, what are some of your favorite control points missions to farm? This is definitely one of my favorite control points. I love Lincoln Memorial. That's easily my favorite mission in the game. And as you can see real quick, just do a quick 180. Got these nerds popping out right here. Oh man, gotta hit someone with the tank. Someone with the tank? Yeesh. Okay, there we go. Get smacked. There we go. That is where the Banshee Pulse comes in. Anyway, is that everyone? Nope, we got one more. All right, then we're clear. Beautiful. Love it, love it. 10% protection from elites. Oh, thank you. Still on the hunt for that 13%er. Thousands and thousands of hours in this game, haven't seen one. Anyway, my fellow agents, that is going to do it for my part in this video. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for your time. Take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we will talk soon. Appreciate you all. Thanks again.